reaching these days Ukraine is kind of a mission by itself, because going to Ukraine, you don't have straight flights. You have to go through Poland or any other country. And managing doing this, like Prince Reza Pahlavi just was in Odessa, I believe it was more than for the 15 minutes of his speech. So I think he could meet the high ranks and basically have like a more important meetings that we will know about them like a couple of years after. And it is also like not significant, but it is a closure for Prince Reza Pahlavi, because last time he was there, he was a little kid, as I can remember, because the Shah family were going to, especially Odessa, when they were like governing Iran, and they had some meetings before they were overthrown back in the days before the 1979. So I
I,
think it's like a very important meeting.
I'm glad that you brought it up, because I actually want to ask Jeffrey and Sketch, and maybe if Richard is here and anyone else that is here, what do they think about my theory? Because I brought this up during the show when we were, right after we played Prince Reza Pahlavi's speech in Ukraine. um this is We have seen a lot of interaction. I know Jose is here as well, so Jose, maybe you could tell me as well. We have seen a lot of interaction between Prince Reza Pahlavi and President Zelensky, and now he's in Ukraine. But Slava Ukraine, yeah, by the way. Um and we already know why there's so much alignment between Iran and Ukraine. We have already seen, we share two common enemies. The Islamic Republic is Iranian people's enemies, but also Ukraine's enemies, and Putin is Ukraine's enemies and also the Iranian people's enemies with the Shahid drones. And Putin has always tried to help the Islamic Republic survive. So we know that for sure. So this is the alignment of goals is pretty obvious between the Iranian people. And you guys could see, like, in a lot of gatherings of Iranians, the number one flag. So some people don't understand this because they see it and they're like, "Why is that flag there?" The one flag that the Iranian people have with them is Iran's lion and sun flag. The two and third most common flags that they have with them is the United States and Israel's flag. The fourth most common flag that they have with them in their protests outside of Iran is the flag of the country that they're in. So, for example, if they're in the UK, it would be either the UK flag or a flag of England. But then the fifth most common flag that they have, Iranian people, you see that they have with them in the protests is the flag of Ukraine. And like, why are Iranian people bringing flags of Ukraine with them in protests? It's because of this alignment, because of them being anti-Putin, and because they feel like the Ukrainian people are fighting for the same values that they're fighting. Like they see the Ukrainian people having the fighting for their border. Like Ukrainian people are very like as obsessed as the Iranian people for their border integrity. Like a lot of people don't understand, like, why are Iranian people so obsessed with their border integrity? You know who understands us? The Ukrainian people understand why we're so obsessed with our border integrity. They get it. Like, so we understand that. A lot of the secularism and the liberty, the fighting for free speech, all of the values that Putin is against are basically the values that Ukrainians are for, and those are also the values that the Iranian people are for, and that's why you see so much alignment. However, I think that this trip might have been for something more than just, hey, like we have mutual interests, right? I think that the idea that the Iranian people could use Ukrainian drones against the Islamic Republic has something to do with this visit. I really think that this. I mean, I don't know, no, but I have a. I think it's very likely that this is what's happening behind the scenes, and that's why We're seeing a lot of talk between Prince Reza Pahlavi and Zelensky. And I also think that the Americans might be involved with this as well, because if we are to buy Ukrainian drones from the Ukrainians, or also hire Ukrainian experts to train the Iranian people, we don't have any money. Like, we don't have military money. We kind of need the Americans to maybe take over. This is what I would do. I would just basically go take some of the tankers in the Persian Gulf and give it to the Iranian people to use that to buy military assets and the training that they need. And think about how much of a win this would be. This is a win, 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 win. It would be a win because you took oil away from the Islamic Republic. People can't accuse you of stealing it because you gave it to the Iranian people, which is it's their oil. Like, so nobody could say like, oh, America stole Iranian oil. No, they didn't. They actually they took it from the people who stole it. So that's a loss of revenue for the Islamic Republic. That is arming the Iranian people against the Islamic Republic. That is America not spending on military operations against us, saving on military operations against the Islamic Republic. And that's also at the same time funding Ukraine against Russia without spending a cent. Like, look at this. You're basically this is a genius plan that I think, like, why wouldn't they do this? America, without spending a single cent, is at the same time fighting the Islamic Republic, keeping its soldiers as far away as possible, and also arming the Ukrainian people against Putin without spending a dollar. Like, this is a genius plan. And I hope they're doing this, because if they're not, I would be wondering, like, why not? So this is what I think that trip is about. But I would like to see what the rest of you think about. And also in the YouTube chat, let me know what you guys think. And we also already have 2 super chats, which I will read between topics. So thank you guys.
Okay, Sketch is first to respond. Mr. Sketch.
Sorry. Yes, I think that's a great idea. I think they are pretty much. This is like I would say not just Russia, also China, because these people are sharing interests, they're sharing resources, and they're sharing assets, right? Everything that, anything that is, you have to remember for the Ukraine war, they were getting, Russia was getting assets from Iran. I remember a base in Iran, I believe, was struck. I'm not absolutely sure on that. My memory may be foggy because it was fabricating drones, right? And it's three partners. I would put it like not just Ukraine and Russia, but like the people in Iran, the people in Ukraine, and the people in Japan and South Korea should also have somewhat of a kindred spirit, because we have to look at this globally, because Iran has a global problem. The people of Iran have a kindred spirit and people that are very far away but are suffering under the same type of tyranny, right? And so I would extend that to China, and I would say that they have similar interests and maybe even can have some similar coordinations, similar arms, talks about tech, about sharing. I'm sure Japan and South Korea are very interested in talking with Ukraine, right? I am absolutely sure they are, and I am sure that Ukraine might be able to do some trade. I'll trade you some of these for some of those, right? That could work out. They could help each other develop each other's technology, share some intel, also very important. Share some I would say not designs, but like sometimes different nations will go in on a technology project together, form a company, and both benefit from it. And sometimes the whole world benefit because we might want to buy it and we might want to sell them some stuff too. We love selling weapons. We love buying weapons. We just love the right to own and defend ourselves and our property. And I would just extend that to China and put that kindred spirit that the Ukrainians and the Iranians have. I would extend that to the South Koreans, the Taiwanese, and the Japanese, and a whole bunch of other people that have to suffer under these 3 powers.
But before we
Okay,
go to the
thank
next
you.
person, somebody in the YouTube chat saying where, like, I don't know where your Odesa is. Odesa is a city in Ukraine. So yeah, sorry, Danny, go ahead.
Okay, Funzo is next.
I'm going to totally say that Sketch is 100% correct. I also think it's a good idea for Pahlavi's team to be discussing with them. I say team because I know he travels with more than just his bodyguards, and that was a small procession that went up. So I got a feeling the team is going elsewhere to actually do the yakety yak that needs to be done to get the paperwork rolling. Just an observation, okay? And yes, there is a couple of things going on in the Pacific. I believe it's India, Australia, Japan, and the United States are starting to rekindle that four-nation. That's basically to tie up the Chinese, which is pretty good, I think. And I already know, and I think it was yesterday. Jeffrey can correct me if I'm wrong. Yesterday, the day before, the new Chinese Prime Minister, the lady went to the Philippines and started talking to the Philippines about something that sounded like a not only trade but weapons and mutual defense contract. And they were going to go talk. They were going to send representatives to talk to North Korea to get them involved. And North Korea has a very inexpensive but highly powerful frigate that they can make relatively quickly for sale. And we'll see what happens with that there. But that could be another avenue of beefing up the forces.
Okay, Jeffrey is next.
All very valid points. I'm going to touch on some of them. So Armin's correct in the sense that you are seeing actors amongst the United States-led Western Alliance coordinate their efforts against member states of the autocratic bloc. So that's Putin's criminalized counterintelligence state, Chinese Communist Party, Mullah regime remnants, and or North Korea. Yeah. As far as like His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi's visit to Ukraine being exemplary of something more than just a nice meet and greet, that's almost assuredly true. I'm one of the architects of that strategy. Actually, I sent that to you, Armin, and Goldie like 4 months ago. It's okay. You're not the only one. So what's the goal? The goal would be to sit there and have President Zelensky recognize His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi as the head of the transitionary government, as the official government in exile. That actually circumvents and or streamlines a lot of the logic gates that are needed to sit there and provide anti-Mullah elements, legally provide them arms, right? As far as the operational aspects of coordinating those efforts, it very much centers around things like long-range drones, not the least of which is FP-1s, Flamingos, above and beyond just like what we would call, the way the United States classifies autonomous weapon systems or drones is in 5 classes. Like class 1 is like the quadcopters you'd use. Class 5 is like long-range strike munitions. So it's definitely amongst looking at leveraging all of that, using Ukrainian production because Ukrainians are very good at what they do. Like they had to out of just pure necessity and survival. Like a Flamingo missile costs like 250 grand ish to make. FP-1 drones are like 55,000. They're fully autonomous. They have a range of 2,000 miles ish, like 1,600, 2,000 miles. Loading them up on certain platforms and launching them en masse gives anti-Mullah forces the ability to carry out mass strikes against Mullah regime remnants, independent of what happens at the state level. So, yeah, very much so. And as far as the United States funding it, absolutely, albeit the issue, one of the lines of funding isn't just like taking it from the taxpayer, it's leveraging the money that's in, what is it that has been sanctioned, right, and frozen, as the means to pay for it. because that's money from the Iranian people. That's the Iranian people's money, not the mullah regime that illegally occupies that has occupied Iran since 1979. So yeah, all of it valid points. I'm going to actually mention another key issue regarding that supplementary line of effort when I get to my topic regarding the Dark Sea Fleet. That said, all very valid points. So Slava Ukraini, Javi Shah, God bless America, Am Israel High.
Oh, that was great.
Right.
That was
And
fantastic.
Armin, your last response.
Actually, I'm gonna put this in my own segment, so I'll let this go for now on. Yeah, I'll mention this when I put it one instead. I'll do it that instead. Yeah. So let's go to the next.
And back to Jeffrey about Mullah regime remnants, Dark Sea Fleet, semicolon, denying the Mullahs any oil money.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
that just came out. I'm in the process of finishing that now. So
So Jeffrey, we're all here 5 years old or less. Okay, thank you. Let's go.
I'm doing my best, Armin.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Fox News just did a story today, just earlier today, about the $9 billion of oil, of yummy oil money that's in the 1,500 Dark Sea Fleet tanker the Mullah regime remnants tries to use to circumvent sanctions and give the Chi-Coms money to fund all their bullshit. Yeah, I mean, there's 3 lines of effort. One of the lines of effort that was sent up by yours truly about 2.5 months ago is something called Operation Sovereign Tide, meaning we should be using our Marines to board, confiscate, and liberate tankers of the Dark Sea Fleet, and then just take that yummy oil money right back to our port, then provide it to His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi as the head of the transitionary government in exile, so that he can sell it. Let's say he sells it at pre-operation Epic Fury levels to bring down our gas prices, sans the money, and the proceeds sans the cost for liberating, which is let's say it's 10%, is then provided to His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi to sustain Track 2 material support efforts, or say purchasing long-range strike munitions from Ukraine. And then you can sit there and do things like, I don't know, buy a Panamax fucking tanker and load it up with 2,000 FP-1 drones. And then when douchebag mullahs are creeping around remnants, they're like, oh, well, there's no U.S. aircraft. Oh my God. And that's the end of them. The reason that you use Ukrainians is it allows another kind of loophole around end of use regulations, because our weapons have critical technology, whereas Ukrainians, being the ingenious people that they are, came up with low tech counters to give you the same kind of strike capability as, say, a Tomahawk for much less cost. What are the other 2 lines of effort? I sent this to you and Ali and a lot of others, Goldie, 2C, is to train elements of the anti-Mullah diaspora, specifically the United States and Canadian citizens of Iranian descent, in open source intelligence gathering. Bellingcat, a couple other things, Society for Competitive Intelligence Professionals, these are all legit. So that they can do open source image, SIGINT, MASCENT, and geolocation intelligence to track those Dark Sea Fleets, tankers. And the final line of effort, which is one that's being pushed right now, is to have President Trump create contemporary lines of marque, so that sanctioned private entities then can go out and augment U.S. naval efforts at scale to liberate those tankers and bring them back. So what happens? It denies the Mullah regime oil revenue. It denies the Mullah regime the physical wherewithal that they use to try and circumvent sanctions, because we're taking the ships along with it. It denies the Chinese Communist Party oil that they're using while they're trying to fund Mullah regime remnants' repression of Iranian citizens. It lowers the gas prices in America, and it provides resources for His Highness Prince Reza Pahlavi and anti-Mullah regime forces. how do I sum up that third line of effort? I don't know, maybe like the song from fucking the Pirates of Caribbean, right? Yo ho, all together, hoist the colors high.
That's okay, Jeffrey. That is
He-ho,
Jeffrey. That's too good. We
patriots
might get a
united. Never will we die.
Okay,
All right,
Jeffrey,
I'm
that
done.
was too close to the original, and we might get a copyright strike. That's how close it was. So I had to try.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I
No.
sang it?
No, yeah, you know, yeah, that
I'm
was too
sorry.
good. Oh my god.
All that to say, we're taking all the oil yummy money, and then the mullahs can try and pay it with like necklaces made out of their tooth that look like driftwood.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't
that
see
was
business yet.
Wait, so Amir is saying the stream
so-
is down on YouTube. We're up, guys. Are we up on YouTube? We're up on YouTube. Everything is working. I don't know what you're saying, Amir. Double check. Okay. But
Okay,
sorry,
I
yeah.
see one can respond.
Oh, okay. Sketch, go ahead. We're up. Yes. Sketch?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was just in the throes of that magnificent performance by Jeffrey. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I think it's an excellent idea, and I think what it also, like, it's not just like one of the things you mentioned on the show that I would like to point out is that not here on your show you had previously, around Revolution Live, is that this meeting also involves a lot of financial people. And if financial people that are forward thinking, forward looking, forward investing see Iran as a greater resource for commerce, for free trade under a new regime, and they start backing it financially, not necessarily directly, but you understand, with these people, once you get the ball, like they used to say that the word of a Rockefeller would move the markets, right? Just the fact that these people are seeing Pahlavi is moving markets. And that's something politicians respect even more than the military and the voters, because that's the people who elect them. That's the people who donate to campaigns, right? So having these people in the corner might help move towards these efforts, like Letters of Marque, like confiscation of assets being reallocated towards a unified defense, this kind of thing. Once those kind of financial, once the bankers are like, you know what, this may lead to a freer Iran that I can do some business with. This may lead to some people that my corporation could do business with. That kind of also moves the needle. So I just wanted to bring that up and also remind people that are here to watch Iran Revolution Live, where some of these stories break and are later discussed here.
Okay, and another response from Jose.
And the biggest thing that could happen by all of this is that I would imagine every country is currently going shit. Our gasoline prices are going up. Would love to see a completely open, duty-free, tax-free, ransom-free Strait of Hormuz.
Perfect.
Okay, in that case, let's go to the super chats.
Okay, super chat time, and they're actually funny. Here. So okay, so the first one is Omid being very kind, testing our counter. Our counter is working again, guys. It's working. Okay, yes, Omid, it's working. Thank you for testing with the super chat. And then Amil is saying, Armin, I'm worried about wait, CP Pahlavi safety. Okay, Princess of Pahlavi's safety. The more desperate the IRGC becomes, the more I worry they will do something. I'm also worried, and I think that there needs to be a lot more security. Oh, Crown Prince. I was like, because it's usually HRH, or like, okay, Crown Prince, Princess of Pahlavi's safety. The more desperate, yeah, No, I do. I share your frustration and concern. I mean, I don't know if you're frustrated, but but I am, because even after the ketchup incident, you still don't see enough security around Prince Reza Pahlavi. I still see him outside in situations that I can imagine people being reaching him. Yeah, but he has better security compared to before. But yes, Emil, your concern is justified, and I hope that they do everything they possibly can to protect him. Roman Cabbage with a super chat saying, "We love Jeffrey, drones baby." So love for Jeffrey on our chat. Thank you so much, Roman Cabbage. And Omid became a member. Thank you. And Omid gave me a super chat saying, "Let the man sing." Okay, but it will be Disney will come for my throat. You understand? Disney will come cut me. You know, they will hunt me down. You think those motherfuckers don't joke around with their songs? That song is owned by Disney, right? Okay. And yes, sorry, Jeffrey. I know you were doing so well. You were doing so well, and I interrupted you. I apologize. Okay, it's just copyright stuff. Oh, and we got our fifth super chat, last one for this round, and then we'll go back to you guys. Fleshy Interloper giving us a super chat saying, "Does Pahlavi opposition have financial resources?" Only personal donations by Iranian people on his website. So just small donations, which is very small, but that's all they have. Good question, by the way. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.